Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to be answering the question, what is the most important role in Disney Mirrorverse? So if you are new, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos on the channel, and also follow my Twitter down in the description down below to stay updated when I do upload. So we have 4 roles in Disney Mirrorverse. We have melee, range, support and tank. So first what we're going to do is we're going to determine which role is the most sustainable. To do this I'll be testing a full team of just melee, range, tank and support guardians to see who performs best. So this is going to be based on health remaining. Speed is not an important factor in this, as the more offensive roles such as ranged and also melee will always win. It's just about how the AI acts when you're actually not playing them, you're only controlling one, and then how the other two act, and who can get the job done with the most health remaining, and which role makes the better impact on your whole team. Now the good part about ranged guardians is you can actually go to the other side of the room and just spam your basic attacks. You don't have to go near your enemies, but the issue is the AI is going to be treating the ranged guardians like it's a melee guardian, and they're just going to get really close to their enemies and take so much damage, and they're going to end up dying. So in this fight we do lose a couple of our guardians. So moving on to the tank guardians, this was about 3 minutes this fight. It was the longest one of them all. Now tank guardians, what you want to do is you just want to go into the fight and just gain as much armor as possible. Tank guardians are designed to take damage and to just absorb all these hits from all your enemies and to distract them. So all this fight, all I was doing is just smashing into my enemies, taking damage but also gaining armor at the same time. I would never really lose health on my guardians, as you can see throughout this whole fight. I basically just end this fight with full armor on all of my guardians. Now this is a big reason why you want to have tank guardians in a fight with you. They're just incredible tanks. They just never die, and at the same time they're going to gain armor for yourself and also your team, depending on which tank you have with you in the fight. So moving on to the melee guardians, this role is the best role if you want to go for raw damage. When it comes to utility and also just being sustainable in the fight, melee guardians is not the one for you. In this fight we do lose 2 of my guardians. Now the biggest issue is you can't control the AI, so the AI is just going to rush into the fight. They're going to take so much damage and they're just going to die. So having a full team of melee guardians is not the option you want to take. Now yes, they can get the fight done quicker, and you want to just have one melee guardian in the fight, and you want to be controlling that melee guardian at all times. If you don't control the melee guardian, they will die. So if you go into a fight, you want to have a melee guardian. You could have 2 supports with you, and this is the whole point of the video. You can have a damage dealer, but the real sustainable option, and the option that's going to have the biggest impact on all your team, will either be tank guardians or support guardians. And then moving on to the support guardians, now this is my personal favourite. They're basically very similar to ranged guardians. They have the same animation. You can be really far away from your enemies and you can just spam the button, and you don't even need to go up front or close to your enemies. So here basically all I'm doing is I'm just spamming those special abilities. The AI once again treats these support guardians as a melee guardian, and they're always really close. But the difference here is we have someone like Violet, who is a support guardian, and she's gaining that armor, and at the same time we have 2 healers in here, which is Scrooge McDuck and also Hero, and we're just continuously regenerating health and we're gaining that armor as well. So you can see the immediate difference here, that these support guardians are really sustainable in this fight. They don't really die, and you can see when we end the fight we do not lose any of our guardians, and at the same time they're actually nearly at full health and full armor. So this is the big difference between all the guardians. Support guardians, they're very important. So now we know the support guardians are the most sustainable. Does it mean they're the most important role in Disney Mirrorverse? The answer to this is yes and also no. So on one hand, mixing the team with a few support guardians will give support to all your other guardians in the encounter. Healing is a cheat code for Disney Mirrorverse, and having healers is essential to all fights. If you don't have a support guardian in your team, you should definitely have one. It will just benefit your whole team going through all content. So like I mentioned before, I always see support guardians as better ranged guardians. Now ranged guardians are designed for attack and doing as much damage as possible whilst maintaining distance. Now support guardians are very similar, but they don't have much attack, but at the same time they're going to give advantage to yourself and also your other allies. So that could be healing, or that can be armor as well, and then there's other buffs and debuffs that they apply to enemies and also yourself. So as you know, you can only control one guardian at a time. As you saw with the melee team, the AI would just rush into enemies without thinking about the damage they are taking. So tank guardians are designed to take damage and to distract the enemy, enemies, what you want to do is use your main guardian, which can be either a ranged or melee guardian, and the tank guardians will distract them so you can actually hit into your opponent and not worry about other enemies in the encounter coming up behind you and dealing damage to you. Now the AI is always going to act like a melee guardian and they're just going to take damage, so having a support guardian is really good because you can actually balance out the damage you're taking with healing. So my final answer is support is the most important role in Disney Mirrorverse, but at the same time it can be the most important, but in other situations it might not be. You might go into fights and rift raids where it's all about the damage, you just want to take down the gatekeeper as fast as possible. In that situation you wouldn't be using support guardians as much. In one-off fights you just want to use those ranged guardians or melee guardians, just the biggest damage dealers. But overall, to make your team better and make your team more sustainable and make all your other guardians improve and last longer, support role is the best in Disney Mirrorverse. So that is it for today's video. If you did like it, please leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.